guys, welcome to Tantrum House. I'm Will.
And I'm Ryan.
And I'm Kevin.
Whoa, where'd you come from?
Today we're reviewing the new Scythe expansion, and there was no way I was missing this.
Yeah, Kevin is our local Scythe aficionado, so we've asked him to join us today as we do a rundown of Stonemeier's new Invaders From Afar expansion in our terrible 2-minute review.
It's going to be more like 10 minutes.
Invaders From Afar is the new expansion to the wildly popular Scythe game that came out on Kickstarter last year. It's in the top 20 on Board Game Geek right now, and I would bet that it hits the top 10 by the end of the year.
Yeah, Scythe is an area control, resource management, worker placement, mini battle, Euro style, everything board game that's surprisingly easy to learn to play and has amazingly gorgeous artwork. It features one of my favorite things, mechs.
I was wondering how quick you'd jump into that. Today we're not going to actually be explaining the game itself. We're going to look at the expansion. So Kevin, why don't you take it away?
So the expansion has two new factions. It has the green faction, Clan Albion, and then the purple faction, Togowa Shogunate. It doesn't add any new cards or drastically change the gameplay, but it does introduce these two new characters. Clan Albion's leader is Connor, and his trusted companion is a wild boar named Max, who saved Connor from a pack of dire wolves in the foothills of Saxony. Their special ability allows them to drop a token on a hex at the end of their character movement.
Each flag token counts as an extra hex at the end of the game as long as the Albion player still controls that territory. But he can't place more than one flag token on a single hex, and he can't place flag tokens on any of the hex territories that are adjacent to his home base.
Okay, got it. So tell us about that cool purple faction.
The leader is Akiko, and her faithful companion is Jiro, a ninja monkey given to her during her warrior training. Their special ability allows them to drop a trap token face down on a hex after they end their character movement. These traps are armed until the opponent's unit moves onto that territory.
And then similar to encounters, as soon as they enter that hex, the trap is flipped over, you read whatever happens, and then the tile actually stays on the hex, but now it's unarmed.
The mechs and character factions have cool new abilities too. Like Clan Albion's Burrow, that lets you move across rivers to and from tunnel territories, and Sword and Shield, which help with combat. The Rally lets your character and mechs jump to any territory that has at least one worker or flag token.
And the purple faction has abilities like Toka that can allow a character or one mech to cross any river, but only once per turn. Another one lets you move to and from lakes. Ronin can give you more power in combat, and Shinobi lets you jump your character or mech to any territory where you have a trap token. This is where you can rearm your trap. Armed traps count for territory control at the end of the game.
One thing you won't find in either of the new faction boards is the speed ability, so you'll have to find other ways to move around the board quickly. However, neither of the new factions needs to cross a river to get to the factory, so that does compensate a little bit. That pretty much covers all the mechanics. Why don't you tell us about the theme, Will?
Man, I love the theme for this game. I think that this probably has some of the best board game art in the hobby. The 1920s Europa history is really intriguing. The new expansion fits so well. In fact, it's like when Jamie designed the original game, there are actually bases on the base board that this new expansion plugs into, so it all fits perfectly, stylistically, functionally, everything is there. I think the new minis for this are actually probably better than the minis in the original game. It's really beautiful. The storyline, we've kind of hinted at some of that stuff, is really rich, very, very awesome. Replayability.
Well, the expansion definitely adds more replayability by adding variety and variableness, because now you can play with 7 players. You've got 7 faction mats and 7 player mats, and those are always randomly assigned to each other, so you might not get the same combination for a while. And then, if you do play with 6 to 7 players, there's new rules for Crimea and Polania that you definitely want to check out as well. Enjoyability.
Why don't you tell us that one?
So, Scythe has rocketed to the top of my probably top 20 games of all time. I had backed the collector's edition of Scythe. Really enjoy the realistic resource tokens, the metal coins, the minis. I painted them already. I can't wait to paint the 2 new minis.
I want to see this.
The only thing I wish is that these 2 new factions were on the achievement sheet. I really enjoy keeping track of that as we play those games.
I think that pretty much wraps it up. If you already own Scythe, then you definitely want to go out and get this expansion. It's a no-brainer. Tantrum House gives Invaders From Afar 3 thumbs up.
Scythe.
Aficionado. Let me make sure I'm pronouncing this right. Aficionado. And we'll just go over it.
Toast.
All right, let's go.
It's take two, baby.
Has abilities.
Bum, 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 bum. It's take two. Ready?
Yep.
Like Like clan.
Take 4.
Bam.